What's up, gang? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're gonna go over why Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is the best Dragon Ball game to ever exist in this world today, with its fast, fun, fluid gameplay, unique gameplay at that, and its awesome graphics, man. But it's not gonna be that simple, because there's a lot of other games in this franchise, and we're gonna have to compare them if we want to know why this game deserves the spot over those ones, man. So how this is gonna work, man, we're gonna compare it to Dragon Ball franchise's biggest heavy hitters. So if we compare it to Xenoverse 2, there's no reason to compare it to Xenoverse and Battle of Z. Why? Because Xenoverse 2 is objectively better than those games, because it does exactly what those do. And since we brought up Xenoverse 2, we'll start with Xenoverse 2. So to really get into this and to really dive in this, man, we gotta talk about what Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 does to give it a fair shot. You know what I mean? To give it a fair shot, we gotta talk about what it does that Sparking Zero doesn't do, and its main appeal is a created character, man. But to be honest, to get into this, the game is just outdated, man, because even its main appeal, it's just not even fleshed out enough to really make your character feel unique. You know what I mean? Like, there's not really that many hairstyles. You can't even give a Saiyan a tail, bro. I mean, come on, dude. When you go Super Saiyan, nothing even happens, bro. They've made mods better than the actual game for that shit, man. So the game is just outdated, and they both compete on a fundamental level, and there's no denying, even though we haven't even played it yet, unless you have, bro. But you know what I'm saying, I haven't, because the game's not out yet, bro. But even from what we can see from the gameplay, like, and they both compete on fundamental level, right? The gameplay is so much better in Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. You can see that, bro. You can literally see it, man. You can see it for your own eyes. And not to mention, Xenoverse 2 looks like a mobile game, bro. It's just outdated, man. But it did introduce us to a fun concept and some good characters like Mira and Toa. And for that, man, I can't really shit on the game too much, man, because like I said, it's just outdated. If they was to make a Xenoverse 3, I think they could, you know what I'm saying, they could shoot for the moon and land amongst the stars and probably make a better game than Sparking Zero. That's just the truth, man, if they really wanted to. But as it is right now, the Xenoverse franchise is just not up there no more. It's just not. It's just outdated. It's really just that simple. The game is just outdated. Why they even continue to make DLC is beyond me. Let that fucking game die, man. Nah, I'm just playing, bro. I'm just playing. Anyway, let's get into the next one, man. Moving on to Budokai Tenkaichi 3. This is really simple. This is gonna be fast, bro. Sparking Zero does every single thing that game does, but better. It's really just that simple, man. We really don't even gotta go into it, really. Like, come on, bro. It's just that simple, man. But if I really gotta give y'all a reason, we'll go into it, man. We'll go into it. Well, it's got more characters, okay? It's got a bigger roster. Yes, some characters from Budokai Tenkaichi 3 are missing, but that don't matter, because overall it has more characters anyway, bro. Like, come on, and it can just all be added at a later date. Like, all those other characters can be added at a later date. Like, come on, dude. It does everything that game does, but better. It's that simple, bro. It's literally that simple. Next up, we'll go into Dragon Ball Raging Blast 2. Again, it does everything that game does, but better. You know what I mean? Dragon Ball Raging Blast 2 competed with Budokai Tenkaichi 3, but it chose quality over quantity. Unfortunately, though, this game is choosing quality and quantity. So therefore, it's better than both of them. You feel me? So it's that simple again. It just does what that game does, but better. Next up, let's get into Dragon Ball FighterZ Z. Now, this one is going to be hard. Why? Because they're both really gorgeous. They both got really good graphics, and they both got really good gameplay too. You know what I'm saying? So this one is going to come down to preference. Maybe art style is going to be why you choose one or the other. Maybe gameplay. I don't know. So, but we'll get into it. We'll get into why Sparking Zero overall is better, even though at the end of the day, this one's going to come down to preference. But let's get into it. So we'll start off with the gameplay, right? So one's a 2D arena fighter, one's a 3D arena fighter. So 2D arena fighters tend to be much more competitive and not as friendly, like level entry wise, not as friendly. Whereas Sparking Zero, it's gonna, you know what I'm saying, a lot more people are gonna be able to get into the game and enjoy it for a longer period of time, right? Not only that, but the single player mode, it has much more single player aspects to it than Fighter Z does. So therefore, it's gonna have much more replay value for people who want to play by themselves, don't have a lot of friends, and kind of suck and gonna get their ass beat online, so they want to play offline. That's got a more single player mode friendly mode to it. You feel what I'm saying? So therefore, more people are gonna be able to enjoy it, making it a better game overall, man. Let me know if you like that excuse. I don't know. But even with that being said, Sparking Zero has a much bigger roster, and the characters are going to feel much more unique in that game. And as far as dropping you off in the Dragon Ball Z world, it's going to give you really that feel that, hey, look, I'm playing as Gogeta. It's going to feel like you're playing as Gogeta. I'm playing as Super Saiyan God Goku. It's gonna feel like you're playing a Super Saiyan God Goku. In Dragon Ball FighterZ, Bardock can compete with Super Saiyan 4 at an even level. That's not gonna be like that in Sparking Zero. The character's they're gonna be unbalanced, and it's gonna really feel like you're playing as a powerful Super Saiyan 4 versus a weak power level of 10,000 Bardock. You feel what I'm saying? So it's got that going for it. So it's got that unique, what do you want to call that, unique gameplay, like mechanic to it. I don't know if that's what you want to call it, that concept, whatever you want to call it to it. It's got that going for it. As far as the graphics and the art style go, I don't know, bro. They're both honestly really gorgeous. The art styles are very different though, so if you like one art style over the other, you can choose that. Like I said, this one's gonna come down to preference at the end of the day, because if you enjoy a much more competitive 2D arena fire style game, you're gonna like FighterZ more than Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. So, but hey, like I said though, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is a better Dragon Ball Z game. FighterZ might be a better fighting game though. It's gonna come down to preference. Y'all let me know. Y'all let me know in the comments below which one you like more, FighterZ, Sparking Zero. Let me know in the comments below. And last but not least, we got Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Now this is gonna be even harder to justify than FighterZ was, because they don't really compete whatsoever. And not only that, they're both graphically very beautiful, and Dragon Ball Z Kakarot it really does offer a really good Dragon Ball Z experience. So in order to decipher this, we're gonna have to get into things like replay value and gameplay, right? Because at the end of the day, they're both video games. We gotta figure out which one is more fun to play as a video game. And so getting into Dragon Ball Z Kakarot first, man, the gameplay's fun, don't get me wrong, but it can get really mind-numbing really fast, and here's why. Because it doesn't really have any skill gap in the gameplay. There's not really any skill gap. It kind of gives you what you got, and from there you just level that up. That's kind of the experience with Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. And what I mean by that is, so at the beginning of the game, you learn how to do a Kamehameha wave, and from there you just level that up to a Super Kamehameha, to an Ultra Kamehameha, and shit like, and so on and so forth. And the same with the transformations, right? So you go Super Saiyan, and then you go Super Saiyan 2, nothing changes except for your damage output. And obviously the way Goku looks and Vegeta and shit like that. But other than that, nothing changes. No, you don't get no new combos, you don't get no new super moves, nothing happens except for your damage output and the way you look. That's it. That's the only thing that happens. So that's what I mean when I say the game presents you with its gameplay, and from there you just take that and you just level it up. There's no real skill gap there. You kind of just do what you do, and then you've done it. You know what I'm saying? And that's fun, don't get me wrong, that's fun, but for this particular case, it's just not very good for Dragon Ball Z Kakarot in terms of taking the top spot as far as the best Dragon Ball Z game goes, because it doesn't have a lot of replay value. It has a shit ton of content though. But once you get done with all that content, there's no real incentive to keep playing, because it doesn't really feel like you're getting any better. While on the other hand, you got Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, where every single character, every transformation feels unique. There's an actual skill level gap there where you can improve time after time after time, battle after battle after battle. You're gonna feel like you're actually getting better at the game. So therefore, I'm gonna have to give the edge to Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, man. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Are my reasons actually justified? Is it true what I said about Xenoverse 2? Is it really just outdated? Is that why Sparking Zero is better? Is it true what I said about Budokai Tenkaichi 3? Is it really just a worse Sparking Zero, along with Raging Blast 2? It's just a worse Sparking Zero. Is it true what I said about FighterZ? Does Sparking Zero really allow for a more broader audience to come into the game and enjoy it for a more casual setting? And is it true what I said about Dragon Ball Z Kakarot? Does it actually have very little replay value, giving Sparking Zero the edge in gameplay with an actual incentive to get better at the game and keep playing and improving your skills, where Dragon Ball Z Kakarot does not have that? But with that being said, this is not to take away from any of those games. If it wasn't for Budokai Tenkaichi 3 and Raging Blast 2, Sparking Zero would not be what it is today. And if it wasn't for Xenoverse 2, the game would not have the funding that it did in order to look how it does and play how it does and have the characters that it does. And not Sparking Zero, but FighterZ and Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, they still hold up really well today. They both look gorgeous. They both offer two different experiences to Sparking Zero, especially Kakarot, because it's a single player game. So therefore, it can live alongside Sparking Zero. But unfortunately, Sparking Zero does reign supreme over those games, and that just is what it is, man. So with that being said, I'm gonna get up out of here. Make sure you hit that like and fucking subscribe button, man. This video was honestly hell to make, man. I kept fucking up my script time after time after time. So make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and I'm out, y'all. Peace.